Y'all, this was some good Sunday night television. The reunion, the virtual reunion, they delivered. Insecure, delivered. And for the geeks, Rick and Morty topped off my night. Just perfect evening of television. Anyway, let's get into the episode, shall we? The episode is low-key moving on, episode 5. Finally, the block party episode. We open with the episode at Issa's. It's 3:30 a.m. in the morning. She's up to make a midnight snack. Well, a late night snack. And while she's doing that, she's scrolling down on Instagram and she goes across Nathan's profile. And I'm guessing it showed that he was up at the hour. She DMs him and says like, "Oh, what are you doing up?" He responds, said, "I can't sleep." Now I know where this leads, because I know I'm guilty of sending that text out. Anywho, he recommends you want to talk, and then Issa just calls him. So yeah, they're on the phone, and they're talking about the block party or whatever. We find out that he's going to be at the block party. He's invited. And this is Nathan's first appearance this season. Fine ass Kendrick Sampson, I'm not mad that he's on here. Great. So as she's talking to him, she's walking into her living room, about to sit on the couch, and then we see that this is the scene that opened up the season. And Nathan was the person she was talking to about not fucking with Molly. I was kind of expecting something different because, in the course of Thanksgiving, you have Christmas and New Year's Eve, and I'm sure they all got together for that. So I'm guessing like they just omitted all this out. Okay, fine, I'll go with it. We get to the headliner of Insecure, and we finally, we have day of the block party. So this scene is Molly getting dressed to go to the block party, and she's begrudgingly going. Andrew's in her room talking to her about the weather, and she's saying that she doesn't really want to go, but she tells Andrew that I love her. It's just I really don't like her right now. And we all know that. We all know that feeling. Like we have friends like that where, I love you, but right now I really don't like you. So we're at the block party. Issa is going around, making sure shit is all in place. She's calling the shots. She finally has a intern / assistant instead of the make-believe one called Sapphire. And I will say this assistant throughout this entire episode was funny as hell. I enjoyed her. So we have Issa walking and she's surveying the party. And lo and behold, in her sight, we see Condola. She did Issa dirty, so from now on, I will not be calling her that name anymore. So, child, she walked up to Condoleezza Rice, and then, she's like, "Oh, hey, I didn't expect you to come, she's like, "Yeah, I wasn't either." It was a real cold exchange between the two, and Connecticut looks really bothered. So Issa just point blank asked, was there something that I did wrong? And Carucci basically says, "Oh, Lawrence didn't tell you?" And she was like, "What? That we broke up?" And she's like, "Oh, no." So I'm wondering in my head that okay, so if she didn't know y'all broke up, what's the excuse for you, being so goddamn unprofessional? That's what I want to know. So she apologizes lightly and then she compliments the event. But she really doesn't give any explanation of what's been going on with her. Why didn't she answer the text messages? More detail of with her and Lawrence. I'm really hoping this isn't her grand opening, grand closing, because she's been with us for the majority of the season. I'm hoping that that we have some type of explanation or just some type of payoff with the character, you know what I mean? Sorry that the lights are in my eyes. It's the ring light and it's late at night right now and I'm not taking these glasses off. So yeah, Issa says, well, first the assistant interrupts their conversation because, Issa's being pulled in every which way direction. So Issa says, "I'll see you around." And Konnichiwa says, "Sure." And that's the last we see of her for this episode. So Issa meets up with Kelly and Tiffany. Just hilarious. Kelly was extremely hilarious in this one. I just want to give a shout out to the men of Insecure. Like, in the casting, I love it. I'm glad there's like something for everybody to look at. There's eye candy for all on this show. But yeah, like Kelly has this subplot of where she meets this gentleman with a faux British accent, and she's just goes into it talking a taco. I really have to work on my British accent. I really do. But yeah, like she keeps this up the entire episode. I love this little B plot. Now, as Issa is walking with everybody, she asks Tiffany about Contessa, like, did she tell you that she broke up with Lawrence? And she said no. And then she also asks Tiffany's husband, Derek, did you hear anything? And Lawrence didn't tell him anything. So that's another clue to say that, oh, well, they didn't tell anybody? So I'm still wondering, like, why is Issa getting the blame for this? Can't wait to find that out. So we finally have all the girls together. Molly's a part of this scene too. They both see each other. They exchange awkward pleasantries. Issa said, oh, I'm surprised to see you here. She's like, yeah, you're my best friend. You're my best friend. With other glances between the other ladies, we get to the next scene. And this scene is a really hilarious exchange between Issa's brother and Kelly. I love their little, like, Martin and Pam type dynamic. We also find out that Kelly's guy is dumb as fuck. It's complicated like your brain. Complicated like your brain. Sorry, I just want to practice it. I love speaking British. Do you like my Darius t-shirt? So next scene, we have Molly and Andrew just sitting off to the side watching the concert. And it seems that Molly is pretty, like, surprised that Issa put this whole event together. Like, she's actually, like, pretty impressed. And can I say, Andrew is a good man. He's a good man. Like, he's good for Molly. You know what? I'm not going to call him Asian Bay anymore. His name is Andrew. Because Andrew is a person, and I just love his character. Like, please, can we have more of him and less of Lawrence? So he lets Molly know that, Issa probably worked hard as shit for this event. And if I recall, you were working the same way on this case at work, and you know how it is. So why don't you give Issa a break? And this actually, like, gives her like an aha moment, and just, let me try and work this out with my friend. So the next scene, we see Nathan meeting up with Issa. He arrives at the block party. Everything looks good between them. They're all cool. Meanwhile, Issa is worried that the event's looking a little gentrified, a little vanilla around. Honestly, like, we, people of color, black people, we get to events a little late. And let's say an event starts at 12. It's hot outside. Nobody wants to be at an event for 7 hours on their feet. I can understand. Like for Governor's Ball, if I know Missy is going to be performing at 8 o'clock, I'm going to get there at 5:30. I'm not about to be at an event at noon standing for like 7, 8 hours on my feet. So next we have Molly approaching Issa. She looks like she's giving her a little peace offering with wings. And can I just say, that's the best peace offering for me, because I love wings. Like lemon pepper wings, all flats with ranch. Yes, the friendship will be mended over wings. But anywho, back to the episode. So it's nice, Molly's, trying to be friendly and nice, and they just sitting there, and I'm just like, talk to her, Molly. Talk to her. Like, can we please hash this out? Perfect time. And just as she's about to say something, Issa has to leave. Also, this episode makes me miss outside so bad. Like, I really miss it. Like, just a nice outside event around people. I can't remember the last time I hugged somebody. So damn, it's already nighttime at the block party. And the party is bumping. Like, it's packed. A lot of black people, everyone's enjoying themselves. It looks successful. And then they play the wobble. Wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, baby. Yeah. Like, what better way to, like, it just felt so good. I might have gotten up and wobbled. So we see Issa moving her way through the crowd, wobbling and stuff like that. And then she sees Molly. And then she gets closer to Molly, and they just like hi or whatever. And then they get more comfortable. And then slowly but surely, without words, it looks like they're good. They're good again. Like they're having fun. And it's so nice to see. Like it reminded me like of the earlier seasons where they were just like this, and it's just so, I love their friendship. Like, well, I love their friendship when it's good. But yeah, like it looks like, there's hope. And it really reminded me, like, like if I'm mad at like one of my really good friends, like, no one really wants to be mad at their best friend, honestly. Like, it hurts to be mad. So I can see, it just, that little moment that they had, it just related. Like, just letting your guard down and just enjoying your friend. Now, at this point, I'm thinking, okay, everything's cool, but they better not, like, leave me hanging and just like, all this buildup and now they're cool again. But little did I know, it's coming up. So Issa goes on stage, to thank the crowd. The crowd not having it. They don't want to hear that bullshit. They want to see the next performer. Now, is this a real artist? I had no idea what's his name? Vince Staples? No idea who he is. None. So the next scene, like after Vince Staple performs, like it looks like the party's winding down. We get to Molly and Andrew walking. They run into Vince Staple's, I believe, manager, and then he's talking to Andrew, and child, we find out Andrew was still the one to help Issa with the headliner, and by way of Nathan. Like Issa found a way. And to be honest, I mean, she really didn't involve Molly. Like, she found a way. So Molly is a little upset. Well, no, Molly is clearly upset. And she's like, that me and her are not cool. But honestly, it looked like Andrew was happy to help. Like, why wouldn't he help Issa, who is like Molly's best friend? I just did not get that. I did not understand why she was so pressed about this. So Molly heads straight to Issa and confronts her about it, not even caring that we're still at her event. Not at all, doesn't care. And Molly also doesn't care that Issa reached out to Nathan, because she's like, well, girl, he's still my man. Like, you should have, like, respected my wishes. And Issa still didn't see her point. Like, you wanted to see your best friend fail? So we have a really good back and forth here. It's getting real tense. And it gets the attention of all their friends, and they're just looking on. They're trying to stop it. Basically, what I gathered from that whole exchange, like, Molly's telling Issa, like, you're a selfish user. She's throwing out the bitch word a lot. A lot. And she says she stays needing a favor from her. And then from Issa's side, she's saying that Molly's just so dramatic. She's like making up shit to be mad at her about. She needs to focus on fixing her damn self. And called her miserable. And then they're getting closer and closer to each other's face, where I'm thinking Issa about to slap her across the face. And once you think something about to happen, someone yells gun. And a gun doesn't even go off, but you see someone else running, I'm running. It's a stampede, it's chaotic. Kelly loses her British accent and says, nigga, I'm from Philly, and just runs off. So after shit calms down, we see Molly leaving with Andrew. She's clearly upset. Kelly gives her a hug, and then it looks like she's not mad at Andrew. Like, he just comforts her, and he tells her, he's sorry about the situation. And we get to Issa, who's equally upset, and, she's with Tiffany and Nathan. She refuses a ride home from Tiffany, and she also refuses help with the rest of the event with Nathan. So now you have Issa all alone by herself, just looking at the remains of the block party. And when you know it, that 10% of rain just starts storming down on her. And that's where the episode ends. Like, really good episode. That was a really tense episode. The fight scene, it was tough to watch. It was like watching my own friends fight in front of me. And yes, I've been there before. So it's just a real tense moment. Like, they were just trying to say things that hurt each other the most. Really good scene. Good acting. And the fucking nerve of Molly. Like, seriously, Molly? You go do this at her event? Like, something that's so important to her? Like, Molly needed to get her ass molly-whopped. Seriously. Like, I'm really glad that Issa stood up for herself. Like, she had every right to. Because first, we know that Molly's little thing about it being like a boundary issue, that was a lie. It was spiteful because she knew that Issa was calling her for a favor instead of checking up on her. She made that up. And secondly, still, I'll say this again, Molly would not have met Andrew if it wasn't for Issa. And remember that episode? She did not even want to go to Coachella because she was working on her case. So if Issa didn't drag her to the event, she would have never met Andrew in the first place. But yes, I love this episode. It was so funny. I love that they highlighted more of the supporting characters in this. It really made a difference for the episode. And it was a satisfying ending. Like, I was nervous at first after I saw the wobble scene. I was just like, no, it's not going to end like that. It can't. And then, yeah, like the ending was really good. I really enjoyed it. Another thing that stood out, this was a Lawrence-free episode. He was not in the episode. Probably why it was a good episode, honestly. I also noticed that Nathan and Lawrence still have not been in a scene together. So that should be really interesting. So anywho, I think they really delivered. We finally got this block party episode. We're at present day, finally. No more Shonda Rhimes, 10 days earlier, 10 hours forward, whatever. And I really can't wait to see what happens next on the next episode. Thank you for listening to this review. This episode didn't seem too short. Am I wrong? Let me know in the comments. But yeah, like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you this week for Tall Order, for our new cocktail this week, and for the Beverly Hills Housewives. So I will see y'all then.